Hi, I am Shomir Chandra Kirtania, Assistant Teacher in English at the Model Government High School, Gopalganj. My beloved students, today I have again stood before the screen just for taking a class, online class, and the class is on describing a chart or graph chart. So today we will learn how we will be able to acquire the techniques of writing or describing a graph chart or pie chart. Okay, students. But before describing chart, I would like to say to you that there are different kind of chart. At the question of chart or graph, there are different kind of chart or graph chart, and they are. Look, student. Look at the whiteboard. One is table. Students, look at me. Two is pie chart, and number three is GRAPS, graph, or GRAPS, graph chart. Okay, students. In fact, at the question of chart, these are the three, and they are very much important for you. But among these three, I think graph chart is the main function only for you, and especially for your annual examinations. So today we will learn how to describe a graph chart. Understand, students? So table, pie chart, graph chart. But before describing a graph chart, first of all, I am again saying to you what is a table chart. In fact, in a table chart, there you will find some sketch or drawing like this. Understand? This table chart. In the chart, the data or informations are written down here. Understand, students? And you are asked to describe the chart. And at the question of pie chart, you will have to write down from this kind of chart. Actually, pie chart is a chart where you will find a circle. In the circle, the data information will be written, and you will be asked to describe the chart. And look here, student. Look. One, two, three. Suppose if I say 85%, 80%, 50%, fail. Okay. English, math, Bangla. Look, students, these are three sections: 85%, 80%, 50%. In this way, if you are asked, student, look at the pie chart. Here there are some informations, and that 80% in English, 85% English, 80% mathematics, and 50% Bangla. These are the information of the students who have failed in these subjects in a school. Now, if you are asked to write down it or analyze this pie chart, then you will start especially from there. What is the highest in rate? So we are looking here. So you will start from here, then here, and then there. So in this way, you will have to start writing from a pie chart. Okay. Dear student, and then come to the question of a graph chart. And what is graph chart? Look here. In the whiteboard, I have already drawn a graph or graph chart. This is the graph. In the graph, if you go through this graph very deeply, you will find some information here. Okay. But now I will say to you students, in a graph chart you have some bindings. What you are allowed or what you are not allowed to write. Actually, to describe a graph chart, you are never allowed from your imagination, or imaginary world should be avoided at the time of writing a graph chart, because it is one kind of geometry and it is science. So at this question you are not allowed to write from your imagination. Okay. Number 2, only you will write or describe the authentic data or information that are written here in the graph, and always try to avoid elaborate description. Understand? And another item that is very much important for writing a graph chart, and that is you will never use tough and complicated word here, because if you use that complicated word, we can think that you have not written the chart from your memory or from your understanding. Understand? So let's try to use the easy word but authentic. Okay, student? And always another thing that is very much important for you, that you will never cross your limit, because to write a graph chart you are asked to write it within 150 or 60 words. So you will try to write the graph within 150 or 60 words. If you are asked to write 160 or 50 words, then you can write 180 words within 180, but not above. You will not cross 180 words. 20 or 25 words you can add there. So you will try to write in a short way. Understand, students? On the authentic items and the true data you will write there. So now I am entering into describe this chart, this graph chart. Dear boys, look here. First of all, before writing or describing a graph chart, again I am saying you will deeply go through the chart. You will deeply go through the chart and you will try to, what are the information, messages or data written down here, and what is the graph, what the graph is saying to you. Look here in the graph. Here we are finding a bar, and these are the 5 columns. In the columns there are written down science, novel, history, poetry. Here 1000, 2000, 3000, 4000 and 5000. But look, what is the question here? The following graph chart is showing a comparative selling rate on 5 kinds of books in Ekushe Boi Mela 2019. Describe the graph in 150 words. You should highlight and summarize the information given in the graph. So you should summarize and highlights only those data information that are written down here. So how? What are the techniques and how you will start and from where you will start? Usually in a graph you will find that there are some columns, okay? One is lofty, another is not lofty, another column is short in figure. So from where you will start? This is the best suggestion that you will start from there. What column is in the highest position, then the second highest, third highest, fourth highest, in this way. Otherwise you can start from there. What is the lowest column? The lowest column. So this is the lowest. From here you can start. But this is the highest column. So you can start also from here. It will be better for you to write down from the highest column. Okay. So now student, I am showing you there are some techniques. At the time of writing or describing a graph, you will have to remind that there are 3 items or 3 terms in graph chart, or 3 parts, and one is introductory part or introduction. Okay students, number 2, descriptive part or description. Okay, and number 3, concluding part or conclusion. Okay, understand boys? So in a graph chart, these are the 3 items that you will have to focus in your chart, and that is introductory part, the descriptive part, and concluding part. Including part, that means you will go through the question. Look here there is written the following graph is showing a comparative selling rate of 5 kinds of books. Comparative selling rates of 5 kinds of books in Ekushe Boi Mela 2019. So this is the beginning. So from there you will start, and this is called the introductory part. Okay students, and in the second part you will describe. You will describe the information data what you will find here. Okay. So in number 2 part you will write only the description of the data or information, and finally in concluding part you will write or mention. You will write and mention a comment that is relevant to this chart. In this way you will have to finish your graph chart. Understand boys? So I am erasing now, and then I will start writing. So remember the techniques of the part of writing graph. First is introductory part. Second is descriptive part. Third one is concluding part. But remember, dear boys, though there are 3 parts in it, but you will not make any kind of para at the time of writing a graph chart, because it is one kind of paragraph, And that's why I think, according to me, you'll never write this graph in different kind of para. Understand? Just you'll follow and you will remind yourself that you are writing a paragraph from some information or data from a graph. So beginning at the beginning moment you can write in this way. First, look here. If I go through the graph dot I or we can say in this way I can start, or at the beginning you can also write in this way. There are some authentic information or data that we observe here. That we observe, then dot here you will have to write. Or another thing there, and that is you can start like this. Technique number 3, the graph shows dot. So these are techniques, especially the beginning technique or beginning techniques of writing or describing a graph chart or a pie chart. So now, student, I will analyze the chart. I will analyze the graph chart. Be careful and look at me very attentively. What I write here. Just you will follow it and you will be able to acquire the techniques of writing a graph chart or pie chart. So now I am writing, student. The graph, if we go through the total graph or if we survey the graph, we can analyze that. There or the graph is showing a comparative selling rates of 5 kinds of book in Ekushe Boimela 2019, and they are science fictions. They are books on science fictions, a novel, history, and poetry. So start like this. If we observe the graph, we see that in the graph a comparative selling rate on 5 kinds of books in একুশে বইমেলা 2019 and the category of the books are first one, books are science fiction, then novel, then history, then a story, and the books of poetry. Okay, students, this is the beginning line. Okay, in this way we'll start, or we can start. Then directly we'll enter into the graph. In the graph we are watching that the highest rated books, the highest rated books that are bought on একুশে বইমেলা are novel. Look here, novel. This is the highest rated column, and here we are looking that about 4,000 books were sold in the একুশে বইমেলা. Understand? So just you will write this information. From the graph we can find that the highest rated selling books are of science fictions. Okay, students, science fictions, and then you can start write. This is the technique also. After describing one column or one information or one data, then when you will go or start from the next column, then you will write next, then after that, this kind of connector you should add there. Okay, students, so now I will write next come to the second highest column according to the according to the second highest column, we can say that books on science fictions, books on science fictions is the science fiction has taken the position of second place. Right, students? It is dried, I think, because S is continuing, and that's why I am feeling disturbed or discomfort to erase the board. Okay, student, no problem. Don't bother, just be attentive. I am erasing and then I am trying to show the technique of writing a graph. Okay, science has taken the second position, taken the number second position. Then, okay, then the third highest selling rate, the third highest book selling rate is on the basis of history book. Then history, books are in the third position, the third position in the Boimela. And in third position, the amount of the books are 2000, near about 2000 books are sold. So you can quote here, near about 2000 books on history have been sold in this ground. Okay, student, and also now we will go to the next column. What is the next column or fourth highest column? That is about a storybook. So you can say in this way, the fourth position or fourth highest, the fourth highest selling rated books are especially on a story. Okay, and also you will try to memorize that you are asked only, or you are allowed to write on only 150 or 60 words. So you should be careful here. A story. So the final, that is fifth highest column or the lowest. Okay, you can say the lowest. The lowest Okay, students, the lowest rated books in the Mela is, or you can use odds also, is poetry, and their amount are, and they are below a thousand. Look here, this is a figure of 1000, but it is looking the column below the position of 1000. So I have written here, and they are below 1000. That means the poetry, books on poetry. Understand? So these are all about the information or data in the graph. In fact, these are all about the graph. So now we will have to write the concluding part. Understand, boys? Because we have already written down or described the authentic informations or data from the graph here in our own world. And now you will draw a concluding line here. So in the sections, the technique is so, or therefore, or finally, we can say that the popularity of reading, especially the books on poetry, has been decreased. But to increase the morality or our inner feelings, it is very much needed to make a habit of reading poetry. You can add there. Only this kind of sentence you can write at the finishing line or concluding line. So therefore, in concluding part, we can say that the popularity of poetry, the popularity of reading poetry has been decreased. The popularity of reading poetry have been decreased among the people of the country. Okay, has been decreased. But to improve our inner feelings and inner feelings and creativity, we should make a habit of reading PO 80 poetry. Okay. In fact, these are all about the graph. Dear students, in this way you will be able to describe or analyze from a graph chart. And if you follow these techniques, and just like this way, if you try to write, then you will be able to describe a graph or pie chart. Okay, student, I think now you all are understood about writing a graph chart. So, okay, students, thank you everybody for being with me. Stay safe and blessed. See you again. Bye.